Can you really do Disney's Hollywood Studios in one day?
Yes, you can. And we're gonna show you how.
Let's do it. Disney's Hollywood Studios has quickly become a fan favorite park with the more recent additions of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and Toy Story Land. But there are a lot of popular attractions here. So is there a way to guarantee that you can get everything you want to get done in this park without getting stressed or spending too much money?
There is a way, and we are going to show you how. Today we will be tackling Disney World's most stressful park, and if you listen to all of our tips and tricks, you can even have a fun day as well. We are going to help you get on all of your favorite rides, eat some fun snacks along the way, see the shows, do a little shopping, and more to show you that all of that is possible in one day.
Now, we will be using Genie Plus today, but more casually. Genie Plus, of course, is Disney World's Skip the Line service. It is a great way to skip some of those longer lines, and Hollywood Studios is a park that it is very necessary in if you want to have a more relaxing time. Now, you don't need it, and you can check out our challenge where we rode everything in Hollywood Studios and did all of the shows in one day without Genie Plus, but it is nice to have, especially when you're trying to do Hollywood Studios in one day comfortably. But we're not trying to overspend, so we will not be buying the individual lightning lane for this park, which is Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, because it tends to be very expensive, and we're instead going to use a different strategy. We're trying something a little different today. It is right at park open, it's like 8:30, and of course, usually rope drop is about drive and it's about power. We are headed to Rise of the Resistance first this morning. We are not going to be purchasing the individual lightning lane for it. We do have Genie Plus, so we're gonna be heading to Rise of the Resistance to make sure that we can get on it in as short a wait as possible. Now, typically I recommend heading directly there as fast as possible, but we are gonna try something a little different. Typically, you wanna go straight there, and your wait is usually around about an hour still, maybe a little more. Instead, we're gonna try just a quick pit stop at the Trolley Car Cafe to grab a coffee for us to drink in line. This is the Starbucks location here in the park. And when we grab that coffee, we're gonna have a treat for in line, and we're gonna see how much that really affects our wait time at Rise of the Resistance, and if you wanted to grab a coffee on the way in, if you can. Now, the line is a little long, but right at rope drop when I started the spiel, it was not. So you can kind of rope drop and get in pretty easily. All right, coffees are required. Emma didn't get coffee because she already had one. But we are arriving at Rise once the queue has filled in. So this is certainly an indication that we've missed rope drop. Someone do air quotes for me. My hands are full. We've missed rope drop, but the wait time is still posted 60 minutes, which I'll be honest is about how much you would wait if you came and got in before the park opened, because you'd also be waiting for them to open the ride. So I'm almost wondering if this had no effect and now we get coffee for the line.
It is literally 9:01, so
yeah, so it took us about 30 minutes to enter the park, get coffee, and come over here.
Once again, we apologize for the inconvenience. We thank you for your patience. Once again, all missions have been delayed.
That would have happened even if we got here on time. So our coffee experiment,
at least that was worth it.
At least it was worth it.
And this happens at Rise a lot, so don't be distraught if it happens to you. Which
also happens to be the reason we recommend riding Rise of the Resistance first thing in the morning. Even though it can actually get very short wait times at night, Rise of the Resistance does go down a lot, and in the evening it could go down when you're planning to ride it, and you might completely miss your chance.
Also, the past like 3 times I've ridden Rise, it was at night, and the Kylo Ren animatronic never works.
Yep, it always works better in the morning. So if you want the full Rise experience, rope drop it, even though technically there's a chance you get a shorter wait later. Who knows, maybe you could even ride it twice. All right, so they're still making announcements that the ride is delayed. However, they are saying in the announcements, we hope to be running shortly, which if they're using that language, they mean it. Otherwise, they will be very, very vague with you. So hopefully that means they will be up and running shortly, and that we will get to ride Rise of the Resistance in a reasonable amount of time.
I will also say, normally if they know it's not going to come back out, they'll kick you out of line.
Yeah.
They'll just tell you leave.
They'll be like, get out.
Not yet, so fingers crossed. It's only been 30 minutes.
Yeah, so we're cool. All right, the line has started moving again, which is great. We just now hit an hour in line, and we're getting relatively close, actually. We only have we only have a couple more rooms.
Okay, so one of the best things about the Rise is that there are benches, but then sometimes people decide to perch on them, which is not the point and not helpful to you.
It's just easier.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It looks so much harder.
Position for right.
resistance was a blast as usual. A lot of the more finicky effects were working. We did not get the final Kylo Ren animatronic, which Fry Bucket is very sad about.
She gasped.
Which I wonder if it was working before the ride went down.
Yeah. I'm wondering if that's what the delay was.
Which potentially our coffee could have been ruinous for us, but I don't think we would have made it. I think the only people would have been resort guests.
Yeah, they made the first announcement almost immediately, so I don't think that coffee had a difference for us.
We waited about an hour and 15 minutes, even with the delay, which means without the delay, our wait probably would have been less than an hour. So if you want a little something for the line, you have some wiggle room to still be able to get those rope drop time Rise the Resistance crowds.
And my family's actually coming in a few days. They haven't ridden it yet. I'm so excited for them to ride it.
Yeah. Shout out to the Bucket family.
To the Buckets. We just spotted Mando. No way.
Oh, quick, he's moving. He's on the move. Hey, if you're gonna go check out any of the Star Wars characters, also just pro tip, how to do DHS is always be respectful. They are not like traditional character meet and greets. They just kind of wander. If you can get a picture, great, but you know, sometimes you might just have to wait for them to come back. Be nice, be respectful.
Hello, friend.
Hi. My heart's racing. That was the baby Yoda. That was great.
That was cool.
I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
That's a really cool one. Mando has he has like a presence about him.
Yeah.
And they've done a really good job.
Hot.
They're Pedro Pascal.
It's Pedro Pascal. I mean,
It's Pedro Pascal, and that's probably Pedro Pascal.
that is. Do you know that he's like, you know how Johnny Depp used to do that with
Yeah,
pirates?
and they just do
This is Pedro.
All right, we're here in the marketplace. Quincy is grabbing our mobile order from Ronto Roasters. This place is truly immersive. Quincy and I were just talking about how just standing here, it feels like you're in a Star Wars movie in the marketplace. It's amazing. Every single time. I'm so amazed. We mobile ordered from Ronto Roasters, which is a quick service location. It's just a stand, walk up and grab. We did get breakfast Ronto wraps, which I'm very excited about. We almost missed breakfast time, but we managed to mobile order with enough time to spare. Okay, here it is, the breakfast spread. Womp, 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 womp. We're so excited. Womp, womp. So of course we are starting off with the breakfast Ronto wrap first. Then we have the Andorran fruit that comes with a tamarind sauce. Right here in the middle is the Rising Moon's Overnight Oats. And then for a drink, Quincy got the Tatooine Sunset, which is basically unsweetened tea with a lemonade and melon and blueberry. So we're very excited and frankly hungry. And this is how you start off a morning in Hollywood Studios. This is how you do it.
Exactly.
All right, I'm gonna be starting us off with the Overnight Oats. This is one of the lighter options for breakfast in Hollywood Studios, so I'm really excited to try it out. First off, that's delicious. I am traditionally not like an overnight oat girl, but they're so, I mean, it almost tastes like a muffin batter to me. I don't know how else, like it's so nice and fruity and light, but also creamy is not necessarily the right word, but creamy. It really reminds me a lot of a batter that you eat before you bake it, but I say that in the most positive way. Actually, that's a really, really tasty, especially for something that is considered the healthier option here.
All right, I'm going for the fruit, dragon fruit, and cucumber. Ooh. There's also pineapple and watermelon in here.
I already snagged some of the pineapple, and it's the freshest pineapple I've ever had in Hollywood Studios or Disney World. It was so juicy. Look for white. What is that? Watermelon? Oh, jicama.
And jicama. So the tamarind sauce that's on here is a little, it's like spicy in a spicy way, and like a little bit, spicy in a not spicy.
Spicy in a spices way.
It's spicy in a spices way, not a hot way. All of the fruit is very fresh. Like this is very, very fresh fruit. I love that it's cut into spheres. Like, you know when there's food, it's just more satisfying to like eat a sandwich that's cut in diagonal. It's the same vibe. It's better to eat fruit cut into spheres. The sauce is, it's fruity and it's got like this like a kind of a red spice to it, but it's not overly spicy. I don't think it would be for everyone, so if you just want some plain fruit, you can find fruit cups a lot of places.
Yeah. And now I have the pleasure of eating the breakfast Ronto wrap. This is one of my favorite breakfast options in all of Disney World. I will come to Hollywood Studios early to Galaxy's Edge just to make sure I get one of these. It's an easy grab and go snack, so you can grab it on your way to go rope drop a ride, eat it in line. It's wonderful. The grilled pita is really, really nice. Pork sausage, cooked very well. Egg and cheese. It's like an elevated breakfast sandwich. It's more fun. It's in theme for Galaxy's Edge, so I love this. I think everyone should try it. Hands down, amazing. Next tip is use mobile order. Mobile order is fantastic all around Disney World. We got off of Rise at 10:50 and breakfast ends at 11. So we weren't sure if we were gonna make it or not, and then we saw that we had 10 minutes left. So over at Rise, we mobile ordered over here to make sure we got breakfast on time. But again, no wait. We just walked right up when it was ready. Ronto Roasters is very quick with mobile ordering because they have the Ronto wraps ready in the window. So it's very quick and easy, no line, got exactly what we wanted, and you can do that all over Disney World.
You guys, don't be weird or anything, but there are for sure resistance heroes over there. You're being very weird. Quiet down.
They're right there.
The First Order will hear you.
I'm not being weird. Do you see who that is?
My God.
So, it's 11:30 and we've already cried today. Quincy's actively crying right now.
I saw some dads take a picture with Chewbacca.
Yeah.
And that's so cute. Like,
it's
they
so
watched
nice.
Star Wars when they were kids and they got to meet Chewbacca.
And they were so happy.
They were so happy.
Like,
and
I've ever seen a dad in Disney World.
Yeah, and there are so many times that people love to say, like, their dads hate on Disney. This is why the dads love Disney. And it's so nice. And also there's a little girl talking to Ray.
I'm losing my mind.
It's just a lot is happening, and this is the beauty of Galaxy's Edge. And this is how you do Hollywood Studios right here.
You cry.
You cry.
In Galaxy's Edge.
Yep.
They're hiding from the stormtroopers.
Oh no. What? He said you ever been to Canto Bite? I hear it's nice. All right, and for the drink, I got the Tatooine Sunset. This is a non-alcoholic beverage. So usually I don't get non-alcoholic beverages in Disney because it's usually Powerade mixed with something else, and it's just typically not worth the money unless you've got somebody who isn't drinking and you want to do something a little special. However, this is tea with Monin syrups, and it is delicious. I get it almost every time I come here, just 'cause it's so refreshing, and definitely one of my favorite non-alcoholic drinks you can get anywhere in Disney World. So highly recommend. We just saw that Tower of Terror has a 25-minute wait. So our next tip for how to do Disney's Hollywood Studios in one day is keep an eye on those wait times. We like to do it using the tip board section of the My Disney Experience app because it shows all the wait times. You can pin stuff to the top that you're more interested in. And 25 minutes is pretty low for Tower, especially on a day where Genie Plus was priced at $22, which is one of the highest prices that there is during non-holiday time. So we're gonna head over to Ride Tower.
They're going on a picnic date.
Bye.
Mwah. Oh, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. So Tower of Terror is famously Disney's most terrifying, drop ride. This is a ride that takes you into the Hollywood Tower Hotel, where it takes you up to the very top in the elevators and then drops you and continuously pulls you down, and maybe you're in the Twilight Zone. So it's tons of fun, but definitely be cautious if you are scared of heights or you have younger kiddos.
Right, slight delay. The elevator door just opened. Well, it's been open for a minute, and maintenance just walked out. So we might be standing here for a second.
This happens a lot in Hollywood Studios. I cannot lie to you guys. The two most popular rides, this happens a lot, so don't get upset. It's pretty normal.
All right, update. This elevator is not working. They lined everybody up over here and sent them to the other elevator. So that's why it's taking a little bit longer.
It still hasn't been a full 35 though.
No, it
might
hasn't.
Just now be. Tower of Terror, man.
Boy, what do you say about Tower?
You know what I'll say? It's a tower.
And I'm full of terror.
We saw an effect that you don't always see on Tower because it kind of depends on the way your drop sequence goes, because that is randomized. And it also depends on the lighting. But at one of the landings that you can pass, there are very shadowy, dark human figures, ghosts that you can see. They are very, very scary. They certainly psych me out.
I didn't like it.
No, and Fry didn't even see them.
Yeah, Fry missed.
Fry was living in a world of bliss, basically.
I've seen them before, I just didn't see them today.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the longest time I've ever spent in front of the ghosts. Wasn't a huge fan of that.
Did not like that. All right, now we're gonna head and meet a character, we think. We're having a little bit more of like a leisurely day today. We're certainly like still moving and grooving, walking with purpose, but we're not crisscrossing the park as much as we usually do. We're not like sprinting between attractions, because that's not how you should do Hollywood Studios. You can still get through a ton of your priorities while being a little leisurely, and that is our next tip on how to do Hollywood Studios in one day. It's not about doing everything in one day, it's about doing what your family prioritizes in one day. So go ahead and make a list of priorities before you come. Have everyone pick, you know, between 2 and 5 priorities, and then try to get through as many of those as you can. Maybe do a higher tier of priorities and then an if there's time list. That's what we always do on any of our shot lists for any of these videos, and it typically means we have a really good day where we get to do everything that we need to do and almost everything we want to do too. All right, next tip for how to do Hollywood Studios in one day. Well, we're en route to meet Chewbacca, because as you can see, we are wearing Star Wars themed outfits today. We are the women of Star Wars. We've got Leia, Padme, and I'm Rey. But Fry's filling up her water bottle, which is a great pro tip, because it's hot out here and you really need to stay hydrated. That is probably the #1 tip.
We all three have our designated water bottles. On heavier days, I like to go with the jug, but on my slower days, I have this exact water bottle, but it's low-key. So get your water bottle. It makes it more fun if you have your specialty one.
All 3 of these water bottles, you can find links to them on AllEars.net/outfits, or by going over to AllEars Style on Instagram. That's also where you can find our outfits if you like them, if you like our shirts or anything.
Yes.
That we pick out a lot of park outfits. We share what we like to wear in the parks. Comfortable, cute, necessary.
And we put them to the test, so you know if you can wear them to Disney World.
Yeah, so head on over there if that sounds like something you're interested in. Now, there's actually a lot of Star Wars in Hollywood Studios outside of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. So that's the Star Wars Land, of course. But if you head over here to Animation Courtyard, you'll find Star Wars Launch Bay, which, though it's not necessarily like a must-do experience, I think you absolutely should if you are a Star Wars fan. It is kind of a large warehouse that is currently serving as a Star Wars museum. And there are Star Wars character experiences where you can meet Darth Vader, Chewbacca, and BB-8 in here, which is really, really fun. We're gonna meet Chewbacca because women of Star Wars gotta hang out with our favorite Wookiee. In Star Wars Launch Bay, you can find the Chewbacca meet and greet over here and the Darth Vader meet and greet. If you've got Star Wars fans, I highly recommend either one of these or both if you have time. They are really well themed, shockingly. I always feel like you're stepping into the world of Star Wars to be able to see Chewbacca and Darth Vader. And you might be surprised by how scary the Darth Vader greet is.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah, we're working on it.
We're learning.
Yes. We have to represent everybody. Yep. I'm a little embarrassed.
I'm embarrassed too. We decided we were all gonna try to speak our best Wookiees to Chewie. And I think
Chewie wasn't impressed.
I think we found it a little off-putting, honestly.
Well, we might, who knows what we said?
Maybe we
said incorrect.
Maybe we said something not okay.
Not right.
I don't know. Some profanity and Wookiee accidentally.
Yeah, sorry, Chewie.
Sorry, Chewie.
Apologies.
But he did like our outfits.
He did. He noticed Leia first, his bestie.
Yeah, but then he also
he was so excited when he realized.
I mean, Rey and Padme.
He realized we all were somebody.
Yeah.
So he was excited.
Yeah. This time.
Thanks, Chewie.
All right, now we are on our way back to Galaxy's Edge. We do have a lightning lane for Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, but on our way there to Galaxy's Edge, we're actually about to hop into a meeting because it's Friday and we have meetings on Fridays about social media. So,
all these meetings.
Woo! So we're about to take this meeting in Galaxy's Edge, probably take a couple pictures for AllEars Style, And then right after that, we will reward ourselves with Millennium Falcon. Now, how this relates to you and your family's trip, take breaks. When people get tired, you know, it gets hot outside, find some AC, go sit down in the shade, just take a break because you are here for a long time during the day. So it's totally normal, and we emphasize the importance of taking breaks. So we're gonna use this time as our break for the day while we're still working. All right, meeting's over. You know what that means.
Time for a lightning lane.
Woo! Let's go.
Close to the camera.
Sorry.
Time for a lightning lane.
Yeah!
Get it!
Yeah! We are heading on Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, which is the attraction here in Galaxy's Edge where you do get to pilot the Millennium Falcon, every dad's dream. And we do have a lightning lane for it. They also have a single rider line, which if you are okay with splitting up your party, I would recommend single rider. It's always so much quicker. Pro tip, have your magic band ready to scan when you get to a lightning lane.
She's lost it.
Oh, that's not good because it was her Star Cruiser.
That is not how to do
Oh, oh.
I might go for it because if I left it over there, let me check my bag.
It's your... All right, and now we are pivoting. Another pro tip for any Disney World day is roll with the punches, because Quincy has seemed to lose her magic band, so she has actually gone back to look for it while Emma and I ride Falcon, which she's okay with. She's here all the time. She rides it so many times, so that's our specific situation. But just be prepared to roll with the punches, be flexible. That's the best way to do a Disney World day. You can also split up your group. So if not everyone wants to ride a ride, you can split up your group, have a meetup location later. And also if Quincy wants to ride it later, again, there is that single rider queue that is so much faster. I've never waited more than 5 minutes when I do the single rider line. But I do really hope she finds her magic band, because it was her cool Star Cruiser magic band that you only get from staying on the Star Cruiser. Literally this morning, driving to Hollywood Studios, she told me, we were talking about it, because I've never used my opening team Galaxy's Edge magic band. It's still in the box. And so she was like, yeah, I barely use this one. I use it only for special occasions because it's special and I don't want to ruin it. And then, oh, that would be terrible if she lost it. I hope she can find it. No, there's no Hondo.
All right, I got my magic band back. But I am in a Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, which is totally fine. They did say they could let me through and I could go back and look for my magic band, but I just didn't want to risk it because this is the magic band I got from going on Galactic Star Cruiser, the Star Wars hotel, and obviously it's special for that reason. So I went back for it. But I hope Emma and Fry have fun, and I'm gonna make the most of this situation and get some milk.
Por favor, permanezcan sentados.
Push that train and make us some credits. Good luck on that flight crew.
We're gunners.
Let's go, bro.
Well, how do you think that went?
Not very good.
I can't lie to you guys, that's the worst score I've ever gotten. Like the collective ship.
Yeah.
We only got one container of coaxium. I didn't even know that was possible. I literally thought you always had to get two.
Nope.
So yeah, you know what? Not our best round.
No,
but that's okay.
Also not totally our fault.
No, I'm not gonna take full responsibility for this one. We were great gunners. We
are.
were getting consistent shots off. My rank was hot shot, which is okay.
So this here is the milk stand. This is where you can get blue and green milk of Star Wars fame. Very controversial, honestly, hit or miss whether or not people like it. Most people, I think, like blue milk a little better. I do, but I've actually never had any of the spiked blue and green milk, so I might try out the green milk with tequila because I've heard it's pretty good. This is the green milk with tequila. The tequila does float on top, so they recommend stirring, and I'm gonna give it a try. I've never had this before. Cheers. Ooh, honestly, it's very good. The tequila sort of balances out the worst flavor of the green milk, which is an almost like, kind of tastes like Tums to me, which I don't taste it nearly as much with the tequila. And then the green milk balances out the more harshness of the tequila. It's not a lot of alcohol, so this is not the drink you're going to want to go with if you are looking to sort of get your money's worth in that regard. However, it is actually really tasty and really refreshing, especially now that we're getting to the hottest part of the day.
Hi, honey.
I wonder where the little girl is. She's here.
Yay!
And I got a milk.
An alcoholic
for me on
An alcoholic milk.
It is an alcoholic milk. How did? Oh, because the clear.
Because it's clear. Pro tip: every Disney alcoholic beverage will be in clear cups, and the non-alcoholic beverages will be in not clear cups. We've got about a little over 10 minutes until the next Indiana Jones stunt show starts. So I'm thinking we go get a little drink.
You guys want to go see Indiana Jones? I'm assuming you just said yes.
Yeah,
They did. So. Why would anyone not say yes?
That's
exactly.
true. You guys said yes. Let's go.
We're gonna go get a little drinky drink, get a little snacky snack, and then we're gonna go watch the show.
Woo. And I'm pulling us a new lightning lane.
Woo!
So we just finished Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular. It was amazing. Lots of stunts, lots of tacular.
Yes.
Lots of fun. So now our next big tip, if you were doing Hollywood.
Indiana Jones and the Marion were married.
Yeah, they were married. It was very cute.
Also, I love that show.
It's a great show. It's also a great place to grab a snack, grab a drink, and get out of the heat, which I think is super important. But the next tip for Hollywood Studios is going to be, just like anywhere, honestly, in Disney World, eat during the off times. So it's a little bit later now, so we're gonna head to lunch at my favorite place. So we are here because this is my favorite. So I went with my classic shrimp tacos. Fry ended up going with the buffalo chicken grilled cheese sandwich, and then Quincy actually followed in my footsteps a little bit and went with the pork carnitas tacos.
I'm curious.
I kind of like that you guys are standing over me watching the food this way.
Good.
Thank you.
All right, I went ahead and tried the rice and beans, which are honestly pretty good quality, like red rice and black beans. I love that there's like cotija, I think it's cotija cheese on top of the black beans. Honestly, a great side. It's part of the reason why I always go tacos here. I've never had the carnitas pork tacos though, I've only had the shrimp. And they're really good, but not as good as the shrimp.
I don't know.
Whoa.
I think the shrimp's better, but.
All right, I'm gonna try them. All right, taco ingested. This is really, really super good. The pork itself is like fall apart. I wouldn't say that the meat itself has the most flavor, but I love the red onions. I love the avocado salsa verde. It's like a little bit more zingy of like an avocado like spread. Honestly, just a super amazing meal. Shocking to be at this random restaurant that has palm trees in it. That's named after ABC. But if you're looking for a satisfying lunch, ABC Commissary delivers in my opinion.
All right, I've already tried the buffalo chicken grilled cheese, which, okay, you know how your taste buds change every few years or so? I think that is happening to me currently with buffalo chicken. I used to not like any form of buffalo chicken. I tried it multiple places in multiple forms. I never liked buffalo chicken dip. I never liked it sandwiches, anything. But recently, I have started trying more things that's buffalo chicken, and I actually really like them. So I think my taste buds are just changing. This is a really good sandwich. It's got a number of different cheeses on it. It's got that buffalo chicken. I will say it's a little bit on the spicier side. Like, I'm a little surprised at how spicy it really is. So if you're averse to spice, just be aware. But it is really good. It's a great grilled cheese. French fries are great. Quincy and Emma keep stealing my French fries.
Maybe we do.
But it's okay, I can't eat them all, so I'll share.
Going in for my favorite, and if you can't already tell, I didn't wait for them, and I already ate part of it. If you've been around for a hot minute, you know that I absolutely love these tacos. They're just simple. I like the crunchy coleslaw on top of the shrimp. The shrimp's always a little bit overcooked, but I almost prefer that in a theme park just so I know it's good and cooked. And I also like the pico de gallo on top with a little bit of pineapple in it. It's just refreshing, it's light, and it's a nice change from traditional like burgers or hot dogs or other theme park food like chicken tenders. So overall, always pleased with these, and I get them every time I'm here.
Little backstory. So last night at Quincy's house, she comes up to me and tells me that Spotify has recommended a new song to her, okay? And she made me listen to it. And we're not gonna talk about the exact song or what it is, but it's very strange, but also very catchy. So she's made everybody in her life listen to it so far. And now, on our lunch break, we're making Emma listen to it as well. So you're about to see a genuine reaction from Emma when she listens to this song. It's so catchy. You're never gonna guess where it goes after this. I hope our editor just puts in a really funky, random song that is not the song that we're actually listening to. Big difference. So, you said that was suggested to you?
Yeah, by Spotify Discover Weekly.
I am so curious as to what you're listening to. I think it has to do with the amount of times spent listening to Dracula.
Oh my gosh, it totally is.
That's why. It's the Dracula soundtrack.
They said, this girl's a freak.
Alrighty, so after a nice long lunch break, we are finally here in Toy Story Land, actually for the first time today, which is so strange for us. We normally rope drop Slinky if we are not using Genie, and I feel like we just start in Toy Story Land a lot. So I'm surprised this is our first time. But we finally have made it to Toy Story Land, and we are going to hop on Slinky Dog Dash. I will say we are using Genie Plus today. Genie Plus is Disney's paid skip the line service. So Genie has 3 tiers. The first one is the free tier, which is the tip board on the My Disney Experience app. It kind of gives you suggestions throughout your day. You do not have to pay for that one, but it's not always the best suggestions, and it's not necessarily tailored to you unless you go in and put in the your opinions, your goals. So it's not our favorite way to use it, but it is there. The second tier is the paid Genie. It ranges anywhere from $15 to $30 per person per day, where you get to skip most of the lines in Disney World. And then finally, the third tier is the individual lightning lane tier. All of the parks have one individual lightning lane, except for Magic Kingdom, which has 2. And it is an additional $15 to $30 per person per day for one of the biggest rides in the park. So for example, Hollywood Studios' individual lightning lane is Rise of the Resistance. So we have made it here to Slinky Dog Dash. Slinky Dog Dash is an outdoor coaster where you get to sit on Slinky Dog's back and just take a wild ride. It is a lot of fun, and it is a perfect first time coaster for kiddos.
Slinky Dog Dash was a total blast.
It was 10 out of 10 for sure.
10 out of 10. Well, I would say 9 out of 10 just because it was a little too bright for me.
Okay. Beggars can't be choosers.
This is a ride that I actually prefer riding at night, but it was a total blast. I highly, highly, highly recommend this being your first Genie Plus pick of the day. If you do have Genie Plus, it does fill up faster than any other ride here in Hollywood Studios. Can often get completely filled up. So go ahead and book Slinky Dog Dash first if you are using Genie Plus. It is after 5, and one thing that we have noticed, Fry, why are you all the way over there?
I didn't want to be in your shot.
I want you in the shot. One thing that we know is that 4 p.m. triggers a crash.
Yeah.
And what we typically do at that point is at 5 p.m. we get a Coca-Cola. It's now 5:43 p.m.
We've made it a little bit further.
The crash has happened, so we do need our Coca-Cola.
What crash? What do you need? I feel fine.
We crash hard. At the same time, pretty much every day, it's between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. there's a crash. What we do to kind of give us that second wind is get a Coca-Cola. You could also get a coffee, get a treat, take a break in the air conditioning, go back to your hotel and take a little 30-minute nap.
That sounds really nice. I swear to you, that was not planned.
So this happens to us every day. Now what comes after the Coke, you'll get to see it. You know. You're the worst about it.
I don't even know what she's referencing.
What comes after the Coke?
I don't know.
You'll see. You'll see. All right, we've had our Cokes. While they kick in, we are going to go ahead and knock out Toy Story Midway Mania, which we do have a lightning lane for. And then we have a lightning lane for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Now you're probably thinking, wow, all their lightning lanes are on top of each other. And that's because our next tip for the best way to do Hollywood Studios in one day is to stack your lightning lanes for the afternoon. You want to use Genie Plus, but you want to use it leisurely. Keep an eye on it throughout the day, and when you're able to book another with the 2-hour cooldown, go ahead and book the one that is latest out that you are interested in. That way, usually what will happen is you'll end up with a nice power hour section in the afternoon where you get to ride everything you want to.
Power hour.
Thank goodness we had Cokes for power hour. Toy Story Midway Mania is a Toy Story themed shooter attraction. It is themed to be like a carnival midway game. So you use these little like pop guns to shoot at different games. There's like a game where you break plates and a game where you pop balloons, and all the whole time there are Toy Story characters sort of guiding you along. The queue is super cute because it looks like it's made of toys, so it really does feel like shrinking down to toy size. And there's an amazing Mr. Potato Head animatronic. Now we are skipping the queue, so we're not going to get to see that. We can kind of see Mr. Potato Head peeking out over there. We'll get a little glimpse of him up here, but if you really want to see the Mr. Potato Head animatronic, this is not one that you're going to want to skip with Genie Plus.
Glasses mode activated.
I play better without the glasses.
That's true. Can you shoot Woody in the face?
Extraordinary plan!
Emma was best in vehicle.
We both did a good job. You had me beat several times.
I know, so. That was maybe the best I've ever done.
Good job.
All right, off of Toy Story Mania, headed to catch Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is up next. This is a dark ride. It's the first ride to ever feature Mickey and Minnie. So very exciting. It's a super fun dark ride that takes you into the Toon World. It's sure to leave you laughing, so let's head on in. Definitely a must do on a Hollywood Studios day and great for the whole family. All right, it's a little after 7 at this point, so we are kind of getting into that part of the day where we're getting close to close. We're starting to have to actually look at our priorities and what we're gonna be able to do. We actually already hit every main priority that we had today, and all we have left are some like minor priorities that we were gonna do if we had time. 2 of those are Alien Swirling Saucers and Star Tours, which we are at a place that if we want to eat dinner, which we do, we're gonna have to pick between Star Tours and Alien Swirling Saucers. And Fry Bucket absolutely loves Alien Swirling Saucers, so we couldn't miss it for her. So that's where we're headed now. Oh, slow down, Fry. We can't keep up with the Fry walk on the way to Alien Swirling Saucers.
It's like end of the day.
Alright, and now it is time for Alien Swirling Saucers, which is one of my favorite rides in Disney. It's super fun. It is a classic spinner attraction with the aliens from the Toy Story movies. I don't know why people hate on this ride. I will say it's not worth a super long wait, but right now, I think it's the perfect ride to ride at dusk. I think what puts this ride over the top for me is the music. The music is bumping. It's amazing. It's a great time. And it makes me cry if I ever get When Somebody Loved Me from Toy Story 2. If you know, you know. Look at her go! Here she comes, here she comes! Right! I am cackling! I did the spiel for this ride, and I said, I love, it's a song from Toy Story 2, When She Loved Me, and then we got it.
If you know anything about Toy Story 2, you know this is the craziest thing someone's ever said in the history of
ever. Yeah, and we got off and she was like, we got the best song, and we were like, no.
Arguably worst song.
Although truly, this is really the original Guardians.
Yeah, it is. That's what I've been saying for years.
And with that, we have ridden every single major attraction in Hollywood Studios without too much effort, too much waiting in line, too much stress. So that's pretty neat. All that we have left are things like Muppet Vision 3D, which is a show, Alien Swirling Saucers, which is pretty easy to ride, Star Tours, which is pretty easy to ride, especially late in the day. So We'll see if we can add those on as some plus ups. But we are gonna go take some pictures in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge because it is golden hour. So you definitely want those family photos in Disney World. So if you wait until around sundown, a little before sundown, about an hour before, you can get golden hour, talk to PhotoPass photographers around that time. So I think another tip to how to do Hollywood Studios in one day is to look up what time sunset is and sort of plan your day around that. That can be a great way to ride things like Slinky Dog Dash when it's nighttime and it's more fun to ride things in the dark. And it can be a great way to take some really, really beautiful photos like we're about to do in Galaxy's Edge, hopefully.
Alrighty, so our original plan today was to go to the Hollywood Brown Derby Lounge because that's one of our favorite pro tips if you're coming to studios at all, is to go to the lounge so that way you get the full Brown Derby experience, but maybe not, you know,
outdoor seating.
You don't have to worry about the reservation, and that's the part that I personally love to skip. When we checked it last time, it was a 10-minute wait. Now it's saying a 50-minute wait. That does not align with our plans to see Fantasmic. So we're gonna fluctuate. We're gonna move some things around. We still are on the list. Maybe it'll go faster. Sometimes it does. But if it doesn't, I'll show you our next tip.
All right, another pro tip is that this time of night is a perfect time to do your shopping and your dancing on Hollywood Boulevard, I guess, because that's happening right now. Anyways, I'm gonna pivot. So we're gonna go shopping right now because right now is a great time to go shopping. You don't want to carry around your souvenirs all day, so if you buy them in the morning and then have to lug them all around while you're riding rides and dining reservations and all that, you don't want to carry them all day long. So if you wait until now, you won't have to hold it all day, just for a few hours. Plus, if you shop right now before Fantasmic, you will completely avoid all of those end of night park closing crowds. So in here at night, it will be super, super busy, people doing their last minute shopping as late as they can. So if you do it now, you will avoid all of that and you can come in here and find your perfect souvenir. Oh.
Honestly, isn't that what's so funny about it? I want Kermit to have the Princess Leia.
Oh my gosh.
There's a Han one.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
This is so much funnier.
Oh, it is.
Right?
Absolutely.
I also want Yoda and Oswald.
Oh, Oswald's cute.
Oswald adorable?
Maybe I need one.
Everybody needs one. So you're getting Edna, she's getting Oswald, and I'm keeping Kermit and Daisy.
That's amazing. I love these things. They're so fun.
I hated them until you. Sure enough, Emma just saw the wait time for the Hollywood Brown Derby Lounge drop from that 15 minutes down to 10. So it looks like we're gonna get to go after all, which is pretty awesome. As a point, our backup tip is to pivot if things don't go as planned. You can have a lot of fun doing things that were never in your plan at all. Just because things go wrong doesn't mean you're in for a bad day. In fact, Emma and I really proved this when we had a disaster day a few weeks ago. You can see that on the channel right now and see how we made the most of it, despite a lot of very bad things happening. But if something doesn't go to your plan, try something new. What we were gonna do was gonna head and get the waffle bowls with chicken in them down on Sunset Boulevard, and we were gonna go ahead and get drinks from the walk-up bar at Hollywood Brown Derby Lounge so that we still had them, and just head on into Fantasmic and eat there, which would have been great too. But we're glad to get to go to the lounge. All right, and right after we finished our purchase, we get to head back to Hollywood Brown Derby Lounge with just enough time to have a quick meal before we head to see Fantasmic.
And like the Toy Story.
Ryan and I were just singing "You'll Be in My Heart" from Tarzan, and Emma just went wah 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 wah.
It was supposed to be like in Toy Story Land, how they really hype up when she loves me. It was just supposed to be like that.
Remember earlier when I said the thing that happens after the Coke? Well, we like to call it a little something called Gremlin Hour. It's when the sleepies hit, but in a way that you have a lot of energy and you laugh till you cry. Happens a lot in Disney World because Disney World's exhausting. And we're in Gremlin Hour, folks.
If you're next time you're in Gremlin Hour in Disney World, you should tag us on Instagram because we would love to celebrate your Gremlin Hour with you.
This is something we all share and we're all connected and it's hilarious.
Yes.
People deserve to talk about it more.
Yes, we all get slap happy, we all get silly, and that's Gremlin Hour.
We're making it a thing. This
Yes.
is our thing now.
Yeah. I went for a martini order to my liking. Vodka martini, extra dirty, light on the vermouth. In case you're wondering how I order my martini, that's out. They definitely did do it extra dirty. I hate when you order a dirty martini and it's like just like a couple drips of olive brine. I like it to taste pretty briny, which I know that I'm just an olive person, but I'm a fan of that. So definitely a very good martini here, and they're very good at like making it to order how you want it.
All right, for my drink of the evening, I got a pomegranate whiskey sour, which has Crown Royal whiskey, pomegranate juice, simple syrup, and a splash of sweet and sour. This is really nice. Not super strong right off the bat. More of that pomegranate flavor over the whiskey, I think it's which could be a good or a bad thing.
For my drink tonight, I got the grapefruit cake martini. This is the most iconic drink, in my opinion, here at the Brown Derby. Of course, the literal word cake is in the name, so it's very sweet, very light and refreshing. There is deep eddies in it, which is just like a nice vodka flavor, and it has that same reminiscent of the grapefruit cake that you can also get here as a dessert if you're not looking for something alcoholic.
And for our main entree that we are sharing, we got the famous Cobb salad, which was made famous by the real Hollywood Brown Derby in Hollywood. This has turkey, bacon, eggs, tomatoes, blue cheese, avocado, and classic dressing, and we added shrimp. That is really, really good. I love the Cobb salad in general. I think adding shrimp was a really nice touch to make it different from last time that we were here. I love a nice, refreshing shrimp salad. This is fitting that bill.
Charcuterie board wise, I've tried a little bit of everything on the board. There's 3 cheeses here. I'm missing kind of like a harder, sharper cheese option here. It is really big portions of cheese. The mustard is like a stone ground mustard. Has a lot of that like horseradishy Dijon kick to it that is very satisfying in my opinion. The mustard is one of my favorite parts of the plate, and there's nice accompaniments as well. There's some fruit, some gherkins, and things like that. It's not the best charcuterie I've had in Disney World, and honestly, for this price point, if you want charcuterie in Hollywood Studios, you can get a much cheaper charcuterie board that's a little bit smaller portion but tends to have cheeses that are a little bit more various than this over at Baseline Tap House. Okay, we have had a little change in plans because we're eating our dinner and we still have time to make it to Fantasmic. Our tip was going to be that you can take up more of your day if you're willing to take a side seat at Fantasmic, unless it is like a holiday weekend, very busy day, then you need to get there early to get in. However, it's a moderate day in like a moderate season, so we knew we could arrive late. We just might not have the best seats, but we were okay with that to have more of our day to have dinner here at Hollywood Brown Derby. However, we did realize Hollywood Studios has 2 nighttime spectaculars. The other one is called The Wonderful World of Animation. It is a projection show on the Chinese theater, and we have the perfect view of it from the Hollywood Brown Derby Lounge. So we thought, why not take a little more time with our dinner and instead watch a beautiful projection show from our table. So our new hot tip is that there are 2 nighttime spectaculars. Sometimes you'll have to choose, and we do highly recommend Fantasmic if you haven't seen it before. But what we're doing right now is a pretty awesome nighttime show too. So another best way to do Hollywood Studios in one day.
And we're gonna get dessert too, which is just a nice little tip.
The other thing is that in the past, Fantasmic has 2 showings per night. That's not the case right now. It may return. If that is the case, you can see both this show and the later showing of Fantasmic, which we recommend because it's less crowded and you get more of your park day to you when you see the later show of Fantasmic. So you could do that if that's an option when you're here, but
either way, nighttime show.
Either way, nighttime show. If you would like to see an evening where we do see Fantasmic, go ahead and check out our perfect day video here in Hollywood Studios where we did go see Fantasmic. Okay. And that is Hollywood Studios in one day. So again, we certainly didn't do everything, but we had an amazing day. You do not have to do everything. You want to do your priorities. We absolutely did that. We did more than our priorities. We changed up our plans. That's all part of doing this the best way.
Absolutely. And frankly, I think we hit all of the Hollywood Studios highlights. And for us, that's our priorities when we're here. Your priorities should be based on what you guys are interested in, and that's how you're gonna do Hollywood Studios the best way.
I think the main tip here is to just be flexible. We did use Genie Plus, not a whole lot. We used it a little bit when necessary, but we also were flexible when plans changed or we had ideas to go here and there and then we changed it. So just in general, for your Disney World vacation, just be flexible. You're in Disney World, you're gonna have an amazing day no matter what.
If you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe.
Now if you wanna go see a perfect day in Hollywood Studios, go check that out on the channel now. We'll see you there.